Eric Dane has died.
He died at just 53 years old.
Dane went public last year announcing he was fighting Lou Gehrig's disease, or ALS.
It's hard to believe that Eric Dane's final chapter closed on the exact same date his Grey's Anatomy journey began. 20 years to the day after audiences first met Dr. Mark Sloan, the man behind McSteamy was gone, 53 years old. And the timing feels almost unreal. For millions of fans, Eric Dane wasn't just another actor on a medical drama. He was the confident, sharp-tongued surgeon who could light up a scene with a single smirk. The character you loved, hated, and somehow always rooted for. But this time, the headlines weren't about fictional heartbreak. They were about something painfully real. Less than a year before his passing, Dane revealed he had been diagnosed with ALS, a devastating disease that slowly takes away the body's ability to move. Instead of hiding, he chose to speak openly, and in doing so, he inspired more people than he likely ever knew. When news of his death broke, tributes poured in. Grey's Anatomy honored him. Cast members shared emotional memories. Fans revisited scenes that suddenly felt heavier. It wasn't just nostalgia, it was grief for someone who had quietly become part of their lives for nearly 2 decades. But Eric Dane's story didn't begin with tragedy. When he first walked into Grey's Anatomy in Season 2, he didn't just join the show, he disrupted it. As Mark Sloan, he arrived confident, smooth, and unapologetic. Within minutes, viewers understood why the nurses called him McSteamy. At the time, Patrick Dempsey's Derek Shepherd, McDreamy, had already captured hearts as the romantic ideal. But Mark was different. He wasn't dreamy, he was bold, reckless, magnetic. Where McDreamy offered devotion, McSteamy brought unpredictability. Their rivalry lit up the screen. Yet what made Mark unforgettable wasn't just charm, it was growth. At first, he seemed like the arrogant plastic surgeon who avoided commitment. But slowly, the layers peeled back. His loyalty to Derek resurfaced. His love for Lexi revealed vulnerability. Fatherhood showed a softer side. He wasn't perfect. He stumbled. But he tried to be better. Fans noticed. They invested in his redemption. McSteamy became more than a nickname, it became part of pop culture. But behind the fame, real life brought its own challenges. In 2007, at the height of the show's popularity, Dane quietly stepped away to seek treatment related to prescription pain medication. He didn't dramatize it, he handled it privately. Later, a personal video surfaced online without consent, triggering intense media attention. Speculation followed, headlines spread, the pressure of fame became impossible to ignore. Overnight success can quickly turn into overwhelming exposure. One moment, you're celebrated. Next, your private life becomes public conversation. And yet, he didn't disappear. He continued delivering some of Mark Sloan's most emotional storylines. After leaving Grey's Anatomy, he took on darker, more complex roles, including his powerful performance as Cal Jacobs in Euphoria. It proved he was far more than a charming heartthrob. He was a versatile actor willing to evolve. Just when things seemed steady again, everything changed. His ALS diagnosis stunned fans. ALS doesn't just weaken muscles, it challenges identity, especially for someone whose presence and physicality defined so much of his career. But he faced it with honesty. No spectacle, no self-pity. He continued working, even filming Euphoria Season 3. Colleagues described him as focused and professional. Patrick Dempsey later praised him for raising awareness about the disease, reminding everyone how fragile each day truly is. In his final months, Eric Dane became something deeper than a television icon. He became a symbol of quiet courage, a man facing the unimaginable with dignity. When the official Grey's Anatomy tribute was posted, it honored not just his talent, but his unforgettable presence. Fans flooded social media with scenes of Mark's most vulnerable moments, his hospital confessions, his love for Lexi, the evolution from arrogance to humanity. There was also an eerie weight to it all. Mark Sloan had already died once in the show's devastating plane crash storyline. Fans had mourned him then. Now, life echoed fiction in a way no one wanted. The boundary between character and actor blurred, and yet, there was one final chapter. Before his passing, Dane completed filming for Euphoria Season 3. His role as Cal Jacobs, tense, guarded, complicated, showed his range. Where Mark Sloan was open and charismatic, Cal carried secrets and pain. It was proof he was never just McSteamy. He redefined masculinity on screen, confident yet vulnerable, Strong yet flawed, his characters weren't perfect heroes. They were human. Behind the scenes, colleagues remembered something even more powerful: his spirit, his humor, his ability to lift a room. Patrick Dempsey called him one of the funniest men on set. Crew members described him as kind and approachable.
Someone who treated everyone with respect. People didn't just remember his performances. They remembered how he made them feel. And maybe that's why his story feels unfinished. 20 years after his first appearance on Grey's Anatomy, his life came full circle. The timing feels almost poetic. But what stands out most isn't a coincidence. It's courage. It's grace. It's the fact that he showed up as an actor, as a colleague, as a human being until the very end. His characters will live on forever. Fiction always does. But the man behind them, the warmth, the resilience, the humor, that's what truly matters.